Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So update 1.23 for Gran Turismo 7 absolutely killed off a bunch of the glitch builds around Tokyo. There is one returning, however, that is the Alpine. I've just got a few little kinks to iron out in that one. So you should see that up Saturday, so make sure you're subscribed and turn those notifications on so you are one of the first to see that video. However, I am taking a step back from money, guys, just for a little bit, but I'm going to bring you today one of, in my opinion anyway, the easiest Tokyo money grinding method currently in Gran Turismo 7. So this features the Aston Martin DP100 VGT. You can purchase this for $1 million from the Aston Martin dealer. Now, a little weird quirk about this car, it doesn't actually have an interior. So if you are someone that drives an interior cam, you know, all the time, this one's probably not for you. I have covered this method previously, probably about 3 or 4 months ago at this point, and it's not really changed, so I'm just going to kind of brush over it and just give you kind of the basics. So in terms of tuning, this is what I like to call a, you know, push and go car. So they're really easy. They require minimum tuning and minimum fuss when you are running them. So you're going to run these sports hards, and then the only other things you really need to change is the ballast. You're going to add that to 198, the ballast positioning to -50. Power restrictor is going to be set at 70, and then we're going to run the fully customizable ECU set to 99 on the output, and literally nothing else needs changing, no permamods or anything like that. So it's a very simple and straightforward build. So the event you are going to be running, this is more for new players. You're going to head into Asia, go over to Tokyo Expressway and go to the World Touring Car 600. Go ahead and enter that event. So in terms of the actual method or strategy for running this car, it is super simple, and it literally goes with what I say. It's a push and go car. So you will not actually have to, you know, mess around with any of the fuel output. You won't have to mess around with pitting for tires or anything like that. It is just really such an easy kind of method to do. It's essentially you start the race, you finish the race, rinse and repeat for some rather easy and pretty quick money. So you're just going to leave your fuel mix at 1, really. In terms of the performance of this car, there is another little quirk with it. So not only does it have no interior, with the way this car is built, it actually really, you know, highly depends on short shifting. So essentially, before you even see the rev gauge most of the time, or the little bar go up, you will be shifting, because that is where the most of the power for this car is. So there's no benefit to absolutely revving, you know, the head off this thing. You just want to essentially short shift around all the time, downshift through some of the corners to keep yourself stable, and that is literally it. You will find that you will hit around about 180 to 190 miles an hour on the straights. In terms of grip, there's tons of grip. Like I said, this is one of the easiest handling cars I'd say in the Tokyo methods. It always has been, and it still continues to be that way. Now obviously, like I said, not much has changed from the previous guide, so if you've watched that, you'll probably know exactly what to do. I will kind of, you know, point out a few certain things or a few more standout moments when to kind of keep your eye on things and such. So I'm going to show you the opening lap and just explain everything like I am doing. Then I will show you when it will start getting, you know, even better in terms of its performance, and then I will just, you know, spot out a few little more things. So I'm not going to go too into detail. It's very kind of straightforward. So as you can see, we're just going to kind of cruise around with the pack for around about the first 3 laps. Once you get to lap 4, though, you will find that most of the performance of the car is available, because it's, you know, pretty much dry at that point. It's always, for, you know, most Tokyo builds, being kind of the point where you will start beginning to get maximum performance out of the car. So the way I'm running this car here is actually with 0 assists on, so it's just to prove that even with nothing turned on, and when you're running in damp conditions, this car is still an absolute breeze to handle. You know, they will still have a few moments, however, you know, as soon as that track dries out, you know, you're home free, really. You're guaranteed the win at that point. So as you can see, we've hit lap 4, and the track is pretty much dry, or sort of, you know, I guess available for dry tires. You don't, it doesn't tell you that you need to run inters, and the way you can measure that is quite easily. Look at the left hand corner and you will see a bar which tells you how wet the track is. So each little notch kind of represents dry tyres at the bottom, then the middle is inters and the top is heavy wet. So as you can see, we're pretty much in dry territory now, and this is where your car's performance and your lap times will start sort of picking up and your lap times will plummet down. So it's really kind of straightforward, and you will probably average around about, well, for me personally, I did around about anywhere from a 2:15 to around about a 2:10. You probably can go much quicker. As you can see, between about lap 7 and 8, this is when most of the AI will begin to pit. So you'll probably notice at this point out of the blue, if you're not really paying too much attention and you're kind of in autopilot, that your lead will absolutely just shoot up to 30 seconds to almost nearly a minute, because obviously we are able to keep going and obviously maintain our tires and fuel, so we don't have to worry about doing that pit stop, whereas the AI do. So you're going to notice that is when you're going to really start to extend that lead over pretty much all the other cars. I did manage to get onto the back of a few of them and begin to lap them. So we're on about lap 11 here, and as you can see, the tyre wear is, quite bad at this point. You probably, in most cars, would have pitted way before this. However, this car is very kind to its tyres, and you will not see any kind of dip in performance really at all. It's really kind of one of the better cars in terms of, tyre life and how it feels on worn tyres. It doesn't have that sudden drop off a cliff like a lot of builds really do. So we're going to round up round the last corner, and we're going to go ahead and cross the line. Obviously in P1 we've got a lead by just over a minute. This wasn't a fully clean run. I did have a few moments where I kind of slipped on a bit of wet track and got that dreaded wall collision penalty, which I absolutely hate about Tokyo, and most people do. So it did kind of slow down my overall run. However, it's around about 25 to 26 minutes. We did a 26:51.674. I can guarantee most people will do probably low 26 on average with this build. We did a fastest lap of a 2:10.704 on lap 7. So again, a very easy, very straightforward kind of method and strategy. You're going to come out with 825k in around about that 25 to 26 minutes. So no problems there. So when update 1.23 dropped, a lot of people were just crying out for money methods, and although I'm wanting to kind of take a step away from them currently, because most of the kind of other glitch builds that have come along just really aren't to my style or my liking. I do kind of obviously want to show off what I'm currently using, and for me it's the Aston Martin VGT, just because it's so easy. You can just sort of chill, put some music on, and pretty much just go into autopilot in this car, and that's probably why I like it so much. I know a lot of people have been using this long term, so I can really see why. So that's going to be it for today's video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Turn those notifications on so you never miss an upload from me. I upload GT7 content every day. Thank you to all my channel members and subscribers for your continued support, and I will see you all in the next one. Cheers, guys.